Hello, it's Miss Kim again. I've had a few students ask me for input. Calculating input, it's not that it's really hard, it's that there's a lot to it. So hopefully the video will help break down each step. So here's the measurements that you would most likely have to convert here. You have the cup is 240 milliliters. The ounce is 30 milliliters. Teaspoon is 5. Tablespoon is 15. And if they give you a glass or a bowl or a bottle, they will tell you how many ounces are in it. So the steps are, first thing I do is I always convert those measurements to milliliters. Like I change the cup to milliliter. I change the bowl to milliliters. I change the ounces to milliliters. Then I multiply the amount they give me times my milliliters. And then the very last step is you add all the milliliters up. So I think I have about 3 different problems we can work. So, okay, so let's do a couple different things. First off, I always do 2 columns. I do a math column, and then I do my final milliliter column. So my first step, though, is I'm going to take all of these units, the ounce, the cup, and the teaspoon. I'm going to change those to milliliters right now. Okay? So I have ounces, and here I know that 1 ounce is 30 milliliters. Okay? For the second one, I have a cup. Okay? So I know that 1 cup is 240 milliliters. Actually, you know what I'm just going to do? The cup could have stayed where it was, but let's go back. So the ounce is 30. Instead of putting the 1 out there. The cup is 240. The next one I have a cup again, so the cup is 240. And the teaspoon. A teaspoon is, and that was on the previous screen, the teaspoon is 5. Okay, now these are the smaller ones to deal with. Okay, so next step. I'm going to do my math column, and on this step, it's this step right here. Okay, I'm going to multiply the amount by the milliliters. So here I have nice easy numbers. I got 5, and so I'm going to take 5 times my milliliters, and that's this number right here. So 5 times my milliliters, which is 30, and I get 150. Okay, so that one's done. Now I go to the next one. I'm going to take the amount they give me. I'm going to take the 3 times my milliliters. And I already did that, so I have 240. So then we just use our calculator. 3 times 240, and I get 720. Hopefully I get all the numbers for you right today. For the next one, I have 2.5. Now, you could use it as a decimal form, but for the sake of doing everything the same in class all the time, I change this to an improper fraction and multiply fractions, which means I'm going to change it from, I take the 2, this 2, times 2 plus 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5, and you put it over the denominator of 2. And I'm going to multiply again by my milliliters, so 240. So 5 times 240, I have 1,200 over 2, and that should give me 600. Okay? Last one, I take the amount they give me times my milliliters. So I'm going to take the 2 times the 5, and I get 10. Okay? Last step, I'm going to add everything up. So let's see, I have 150 plus 720 plus 600 plus 10, and I have 1480. And again, assuming I did everything correctly. And don't forget to always put your unit with it. Okay? Next one. This one's a little bigger, and unfortunately, my pen only lets me write so big, so hopefully I don't run out of room. So I'm going to do the best I can here, okay? So, first thing I do is I take the glass, the tablespoon, the bowl, the cup, and the ounces, and I change those to milliliters first, okay? So here, I have 1 glass that's 4 ounces, right? Well, I know that 1 ounce is 30 milliliters, and this glass is 4. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take 4 times 30 milliliters, and I get 120 milliliters. Now, since I've done this math, I don't need this information anymore because I've already broken it down into my milliliters. Okay? So now the next one, I have 3 tablespoons, and a tablespoon is 15. Okay? Now down here I have a bowl. Okay, so for my bowl, I have a bowl, and this bowl is 10 ounces. I know that 1 ounce is 30, so my bowl is 10, so I'm going to multiply 10 times 30. And I get 300 milliliters. So I don't need the 10 ounces anymore because I've already broken it down into milliliters. Okay, put some little parentheses there. And next is my cup of coffee, and my cup is 240. Okay, these are just numbers that you have to memorize. And down at the bottom I have 9 ounces of Jell-O. We do calculate Jell-O because it's a liquid, or would become liquid at room temperature or body temperature. So an ounce is 30. Okay, so now I'm going to have my math column and my milliliter column. I'll change my color, go to red. Okay, so I'm going to take the amount they give me, 1/3, times my milliliters. So I have 1/3 times 120, and we just put it over a 1 because it's a fraction. Okay, so I get 120, sorry, 120 over 2 should be, oh no, over 3. Sorry, over 3. Should be 40. Let me double check though. 120 divided by 3 is 40. Yep. Okay, so I'm done with my OJ. So now I have 3 tablespoons of medicine. So we calculate that. So we have our amount times our liquid. So we just take the 3 times the 15, and that should give us 45. Okay. Now I'm going to take, for my bowl of broth, I'm going to take my amount of 1.2 times 300. Don't overthink it. Just take what they give you. 1.2 times the milliliters. Okay. Let me go to my calculator. 1.2 times 300, and I get 360. Okay, so the next one, take my amount of coffee, which is 2 1/5 cups, times my milliliter. So for 2 1/5, I have to change it to an improper fraction, right? So 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. It goes over 5, times 240 over 1. And that's a big number. So let's see, I got 240 times 11. Oh, I think I typed that wrong. Hold on. 240 times 11. Yeah, I did. And I have 2640, trying to squeeze it in there, over 5. So I'm now going to divide by 5. And I have 528. Okay. Last one, I have Jell-O, so I'm going to take my amount they give me, 9, and I'm going to multiply it times my milliliters. So I'm going to take 9 times 30. Should be 270, but just to make sure, don't want to give you a wrong answer. Okay, that's good, 270. And the last step, we add them all up. So I have 270, and I'll go up, plus 528, plus 360, plus 45, plus 40. Assuming I typed everything correctly, my answer is 1248 milliliters. Okay. Okay, I think I have one more slide. Yep. Okay. So same thing. For this one, okay, change my color. First thing I do is I change my amounts. Milliliter, glass, ounce, cup. Now milliliter I don't have to change, right? Because we're calculating in milliliters, right? Because we have our math and our milliliters. The whole point of this one is just making sure that we're always paying attention. Also double check that all of these are liquids, but double check that on a quiz or on your work that it might have a solid thrown in there at you. Okay, so now I'm going to break down my glass. Okay, so my glass is 4 ounces. Well, I know that 1 ounce is 30, so I'm going to take the 4 times 30. And I get 120 milliliters, which means now I don't need that anymore. The next one is in ounces, but I'll just go ahead and write it just because I get used to the habit of it. So 1 ounce is 30. And then I'm going to take my cup. Okay, and the cup we all memorized is 240. Okay, so my next one is I'm going to take my liquid or my amount times the milliliter. Now this one is nice and easy for you, right? It's already done. 10. For this one, I'm going to take my amount of 1/2. Okay, 1/2 times my milliliter, which is 120. I'm going to put it over 1. I get 120 over 2, which should be 60. Okay, for the next one, same thing. Take the amount they give me times my milliliters. So I have 15.5 times the 30. Oh, I need a calculator, so 15.5 times 30. And I got 465. And the last one is 2 2/3 times my milliliters. So again, I'm going to change it to an improper. Right? So 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8, times, and it's a cup, right? So which was 240 over 1. So now I do 240 straight across. So 240 times 8. I have 1920 over 3. Divide by 3. And I have 640. Okay. Last one, so all you're going to do is add everything up. So I have 640 plus 465 plus 60 plus 10. Assuming I typed it all correct, I have 1175 milliliters. Okay. So I hope that helps. Again, you can just sort of pause it and try to work them through on your own. But I know I've been asked about this for a while, so I'm glad I could finally get it up there.